Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hari Bol. Today we have come for our Sri Namamrita session 5. This is session 7. It's not session 7. It is session 7. Yeah, in Sri Namamrita session 7, we have our first book, that is Attainment of Suddha Bhakti, part 1, which is now it's going on. So yesterday we saw the third, from the third page, we saw the question answer session. So after finishing this, we'll go to the next topic. So now we will continue with yesterday's class. Okay. So we'll start with our prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Vishesha Sunyavade Vashata Dejatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today after this for Sri Namamrita, we will offer these beautiful lily flowers for this Sri Namamrita. After that, for this Attainment of Suddha Bhakti, a compilation of part 1, a compilation of the Srimad Bhagavatam classes and seminars of His Holiness Manaswami Maharaj. So this is this book. If you don't have this book, please order one in Amazon. Or if you want a hard copy, you can buy it from Chennai ISKCON. Okay, so we will offer these beautiful lotuses for these Attainment of Suddha Bhakti, this Shastra. We will offer these lotuses. Okay, now for Gaurnitai and Panchatatvas, we will offer these beautiful white color hibiscus flowers for them. It's very nice, sweet, double color hibiscus flowers. We can offer these hibiscus flowers for their lotus feet. So here Radha Krishna is in the swing. So we can give these garlands. We can make them wear these garlands in while they are swinging. Very beautiful garlands are there. Okay, for Radha and Krishna and Goloka, we have made a beautiful thali with pudina chutney and juice, buttermilk, then pomegranate, kesari halwa, and cutlets. So sabudana, and then one salad with sabudana. So quinoa. So quinoa also there. So anyway, so we will offer all these things, this Ekadasi preparation. So we can offer all this to our Radha and Krishna. And then for our founder Acharya of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada, for him, we will offer the cookies. So very nice, beautiful biscuits, cookies. They have come very nice. See the texture, it's very nice. Okay, so surely after offering to Krishna, when if we are giving them to Srila Prabhupada, he will at least take 1 or 2 pieces. So here we have our Prabhupada's lotus feet. For the lotus feet, we will offer these beautiful violet color flowers, for dahlia flowers for Prabhupada. So then we have for our His Holiness Manuswami Maharaj, we have pakoris, all cabbage pakori. Okay, so for his lotus feet, we have a very nice bouquet. So these bouquets, flowers, we will offer for our His Holiness Manuswami Maharaj lotus feet. So shall we start with our class? This is session 7. So Anyabhilashita Sunya Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anulina Krishnani Silanam Bhakti Ruttama. This is in Dashashwamedha Ghata in Prayag, on the banks of the Ganges, where Mahaprabhu taught about Suddha Bhakti to Sri Rupa Goswami. So we are for 10 days he taught this Suddha Bhakti to Rupa Goswami and instructed Rupa Goswami on the confidential science of devotional service in divine love of Godhead. So he taught all the confidential subject matter of Bhakti to Rupa Goswami in this Dashashwamedha Ghata in Prayag. It is in Prayag for 10 days. This is in the banks of Ganges. So we can see Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting in the banks of the Ganges, and how nicely he is teaching. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. Teaching Rupa Goswami about all the intricacies of Bhakti. So now we are learning all this subject only. Now we are learning everything about Bhakti. So Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti and Shuddha Nama. This book particularly deals with this. So yesterday we saw that what Maharaj told about Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga Tattva is attainment of Shuddha Bhakti is the only way to get into the spiritual world. That is why we are aiming for Shuddha Bhakti. So this is the Bhakti Yoga Tattva. But how to perform Bhakti Yoga? By attainment of Shuddha Nama. How to perform Bhakti Yoga? Bhakti Yoga is by attainment of Shuddha Nama. So if we want to do Shuddha Bhakti, then we need Shuddha Nama. Without Shuddha Nama, we cannot get Shuddha Bhakti. So we need Shuddha Nama. So jivas in the material world we can do. So we are just going a small glance of whatever we finish all these days. So jivas in this material world can do Bhakti Yoga and go to spiritual world. They can do Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and go to the material world and enjoy. So Bhakti Yoga isn't something you join. It's love. It means falling in love. Okay. So perfectly target your goal. So now we had come to the stages of Bhakti. In the stages of Bhakti, we have Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Ashakti, Bhava, Prema. These are the 9 stages of Bhakti. So if one has to advance in Bhakti, he has to advance through these stages only. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. These stages has to be by heart for you. It should be by heart. There should not be any doubt about this. So the stages are even the we cannot change the series also. Only after Shraddha it is Sadhu Sangha. It is not Bhajana Kriya. So we have to know the sequence. In sequence we should learn. Okay. So from Shraddha, we go to Sadhu Sangha. Then the next step is Bhajana Kriya. The next step is Anartha Nivritti. The next step is Nishtha. The next step is Ruchi. The next step is Ashakti. After that, the next step is Bhava and Prema. So these are the things, the steps, what we are supposed to go through. So now, from Shraddha to Sadhu Sangha and then to Bhajana Kriya, all this is okay. From in Bhajana Kriya, there is some little modification, like So in Bhajana Kriya, we have Anishtita Bhajana Kriya, we have Nishta Bhajana Kriya. Anishtita Bhajana Kriya and Nishta Bhajana Kriya. So Anishtita Bhajana Kriya means which is not steady, unsteady bhajana, unsteady devotion. Nishtita Bhajana Kriya, Nishta Bhajana Kriya means steady devotion. So in between the unsteady devotion and the steady devotion, we have Anartha Nivritti. So if we don't cross over this Anartha Nivritti, we can never go from unsteady devotion to steady devotion. What is unsteady devotion? What is steady devotion? Steady devotion is called Suddha Bhakti. Unsteady devotion is called Misra Bhakti or Misra Bhakti or mixed Bhakti. Karma Misra Bhakti, Jnana Misra Bhakti, Yoga Misra Bhakti, like this, all Mishra and all. Mishra means mixed. So it's if we mix some oil in ghee, what will happen? No more ghee taste is there, no? That is one. So like this, we have got some limitations in Anishtita. So in Anishtita, we don't have that much love for Krishna because we are mingling all our family life, day-to-day activities and bhakti together, and we want to keep our legs and both boats, and we want to travel. So because this is not possible, ultimately the devotee fails. So ultimately the devotee fails. So that means he has to take the knowledge, he has to take the guidance of the Guru, spiritual master. And when the spiritual master is guiding us and giving us knowledge, we should be readily accepting that knowledge, and then only we can go to after when we are learning all these things from the spiritual master. What is happening that then our ignorance is going away, our anarthas are going away. Anarthas means useless desires or unnecessary desires, we can say. So whenever we are using these very nice terms which Maharaj has given, better we take notes. So anarthas means it's a simple language. Simply Maharaj taught. Anarthas means unnecessary desires. So nice. More than this, who can give us such a sweet or simple relationship, sweet, simple explanation of anarthas. So if you take notes, it will be very useful for you to teach others also. So just put anarthas means, anarthas is equal to unnecessary desires. Then ignorance is, we don't know so many things in the bhakti. That is why we tend to make mistakes, because we don't know that subject properly. So these two things, for these two things to repair, we need to go to the spiritual master and take the guidance of him and take the teachings from him to remove these two things. So these anarthas and ignorance, it's going to affect our bhakti. So because of these two things, we are not able to go from this Misra Bhakti to Nishta Bhakti, unsteady Bhakti to steady Bhakti. So we are going through the stage of Anartha Nivritti. Okay. So Bhajana Kriya, unsteady devotion from Madhuri Kadamini by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. Anishtita, Nishtita, unsteady and steady. So this is what in Madhuri Kadamini Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura has given. This is from the book Bhajana Madhuri Kadamini of Maharaj, translated by His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj. So this is a slide of Maharaj, which he has used in his seminars. Anishtita, Nishtita. So in this third page of Attainment of Suddha Nam Suddha Bhakti, the third page, we have this In the third page, we have this Bhakti Yoga in detail. So once we finish this, I think some 19 or 20 questions are there. This attainment of Suddha Bhakti, this Bhakti Yoga in detail. In the third page and fourth page and fifth page, we are continuing with the questions, which are all very important questions regarding Bhakti. So if we are thorough in these 19, 20 questions, then we will know maximum things about Bhakti. So these are the basics we should know for learning about Suddha Bhakti. Okay, so the definition of Bhakti is that we give something to the Supreme Lord. The definition of Bhakti is that we give something to the Supreme Lord without expecting anything in back, and to cultivate a relationship with the Lord in a favorable mode without any other desire. Only this particular sentence and this particular question and answer, yesterday the whole session, it was going for 2 hours. We were just splitting this sentence into, breaking this sentence into pieces, and then we were trying to learn about this in deep. So if we are thorough about the definition of Bhakti, that's going to help us a lot. So this is a definition what Maharaj has given. This is not any definition which on our own we are having. This is coming, the definition of Bhakti which is coming from His Holiness Bhanuswami Maharaj Sri Mukha Padma Vakya is this, that we give something to the Supreme Lord without expecting anything in back. This is his way of explaining the definition of Bhakti. Okay, so this is what yesterday we did. That this first question. Okay, we will see just a glance about yesterday's this first question and answer, and then we will go to the second question. Today we will finish off the second question, and if possible, third question also. Okay, so only the first question is very deeply we should have some understanding. Okay, so yeah, what is definition of Bhakti? Then the definition of Bhakti is just like Radharani, you see, we give something to the Supreme Lord. This is the first step, and without expecting anything in back is the second step. And third step is to cultivate a relationship with the Lord. Then fourth step is in a favorable mode. Then fifth step is without any other desire. That's all. Okay. 5 steps Maharaj has given in definition of Bhakti. So if we want to be clear about the definition of Bhakti, we have to be clear of these 5 steps. We give something to the Supreme Lord. See, the child. Do you think that this child is doing this book distribution just for a chocolate or something like that? Nothing. So, when we are not expecting anything from the Lord, then the Lord reciprocates. Krishna reciprocates. Okay, so we can see the Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna appearing in the sky and seeing that devotee, dear devotee, the child devotee. So we give something to the Supreme Lord without expecting anything in back. So now here the child is giving his heart. Krishna, this is all I have. This is all I ever wanted. So without expecting anything in back. This is very important. Screen not shared. I hope everybody is seeing the screen all this time. So it's for one person it's happening, or it's for everybody. Yeah, you are able to see the screen now. Okay, so on the other side there may be some problem. So here the screen is coming nicely. Okay, this is all I ever wanted. Krishna says, I want only this, without expecting anything back. When we are giving something to Krishna and we are giving our love to Krishna, Krishna is very pleased with that. He's so moved. His heart is melting like butter for this devotion. of anybody who is doing such kind of devotion to him. So now the third step is, by the time we finish this first question, second question, third question, we will be asking so many times. We will be telling, and you will be, by this way, you will be thorough with these 5 steps. So first one is, definition of bhakti is first one, to give something to Supreme Lord Krishna without expecting anything in back. Then the third step is desire to cultivate a relationship with the Lord. Okay, desire to cultivate a relationship with the Lord. So now we need to have a desire to have a relationship with the Lord. If we don't have this desire to have a relationship with the Lord, then Maharaj says this is not Suddha Bhakti. We want to simply treat him as a God, but not in a relationship. Then it is not going to be very deep, very strong. It's not going to be very thickened. It's not going to be like a cream. The relationship is, it means everything. We think that we should have a relationship with our family members, and we should treat Krishna as a God. This Krishna wants this as a little in a different way. He wants us to have a relationship with him so that he can take us back to Godhead, to his family. He wants us to be his family member. That is why he is providing us so much. That is why he is providing us so much for cultivating bhakti, and he's giving us guru, he's giving us this knowledge. This point has to be underlined in our heart. This point is very, very important point. So if we are not going to give importance for this point, we are not going to start doing bhakti at all. We are not going to have any that Suddha Bhakti, we are not going to start. If we don't want any relationship with the Lord, then we want to have relationship with somebody else. That is our family members. That means it is going to be Karma Yoga, mixing Karma Yoga. Then that means it is going to be unsteady Bhakti. That means it's going to be Misra Bhakti. It's not Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti means in your heart you feel Krishna as your dear one, number one dear one. But if we have Krishna, not the number one dear one, but we have somebody else as a number one dear one. But we have Krishna in that line, in that round. We have somewhere Krishna. This is not Shuddha Bhakti. So that is why Maharaj has told, desire to cultivate a relationship. If you are not having today any relationship, at least you should have a desire to cultivate a relationship. At least we should have a desire to have some kind of relationship with the Lord, so that our intimacy or our love and devotion and is shared. Like when we are loving Krishna, Krishna is also loving us in back. So the devotion what we are giving, Krishna is also sending back that devotion, what we are giving to him. So in this way, it should be mutual. So the relationship means it's mutual. But if we are thinking that he is God and I have to simply pray, what I should pray? Krishna, please give me this. Krishna, please give me that. So God is always there to give me something. This is not a way. This is not called. People generally they take in a box. They take some fruits, one coconut, and some tambula, and then they give a big list of desires. I want this. I want that. I want my daughter to be married. I want my son to get a job. And I want a managerial post. I want a promotion. this and that. So just for one coconut, we are expecting the Lord to do so many things. And we will give 10 rupees or some money for that pujari who is doing this puja on our name. So this is not at all called Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti is something else. What now our Guru, our Maharaj is teaching us. Shuddha Bhakti means we don't expect anything in back. But we love Krishna, but we don't expect anything in back. And we want a relationship with the Lord. We want to love Krishna in a particular relationship. That means we want to have Krishna as our number one dear one. We don't want others to be our number one dear one. So our number one person who is very dear to us, we want Krishna to be our dearmost one. So this is what is expected from us for doing Shuddha Bhakti. So see there, a gopi is giving a garland to Krishna, making a flower garland and giving to Krishna. This is happening in the Goloka, Vrindavan. Okay. Here, in the same mood, we should also make a garlands for Krishna and give him. Not thinking that he is the Supreme Lord, so I am giving. No. Like this, like a gopi. The gopi is thinking that I should give this to Krishna because I love him, because he is so dear to me. He is very nice to me. So like this, in this way, we have to give this garland, whatever. See, here what Mataji is making. One beautiful garland with tulsi and flowers and everything. Beautiful combination she's making, So the mood inside, outside we are making, everybody is making garlands, but what should be the mood? According to the mood, it can be named as Misra Bhakti, it can be named as Shuddha Bhakti, it can be named as Abhasa Bhakti, So many things are there. So it can be named as a Raga Bhakti according to the mood. But outside the activity is same. But according to the mood, it differs. It has so many, the Bhakti has so many types. So Vaidhi Bhakti, Raga Bhakti, Raganuga, everything. Bhava Bhakti, Prem Bhakti. So many different ways we can show our love to Krishna, which is happening, something which is happening inside, not outside. Outside activities are 64 angas. The same activity. The devotee in Bhava also is chanting. Devotees in Prema also is chanting. Devotee is in Shuddha Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti is also chanting. And devotee in Misra Bhakti is also chanting. So he is chanting Abbas Nama. Nama Abbas chanting. He is doing. So this is the problem. So, we have to improve our mood so that that cultivation of mood only now Maharaj is teaching us this is a very intricate form of learning. So if we are not getting inside this intricacy, we are not going to learn this properly. That means when we are not able to understand this properly, what will happen? We cannot apply it on our day-to-day life. So it will be impossible for us to take up Shuddha Bhakti. So now we are dealing with our heartfelt emotions. This heartfelt emotions, the mood, all this matters. So these are very important. Okay. So when yesterday we were telling that when Maharaj came to our house, where he saw an altar full of different deities, and he said, after all one Krishna, then why an exhibition? So after all one Krishna. These are the same words he used. After all one Krishna, then why an exhibition? So why should we need to have the same Krishna in Narsingha form, in Gaunitai form, in Jagannath Baldev Subhadra form, and in Radha Krishna form, in so many, in Giri Govardhan form, as a Giri Govardhan Shaligra. like a Shaligrama. So in so many forms we can have the deities. So Maharaj said, you want to express your love to Krishna. So you have only one Krishna to love. Why so many different Krishnas? Which one you will love? So after all, your desire is to love Krishna, na? So that means if you want to love Krishna, you can have one form. That's enough to love Krishna in that form. It's very simple. So Abhishek will take less time, very less time. Dressing also, and our cooking plates. If we are going to offer to Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, they are in a Dwaraka mood. So actually, it's supposed to be individual plate for everybody. But at least Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, we have to keep one plate for Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, and one plate for Narsinghadev, and one plate for Gavanita, and one plate for Radha Krishna. It's all different because Gavanita is in the mood of servant of Krishna. So they cannot take from the Radha Krishna's plate because Radha and Krishna are in Madhurya Rasa, and even though Gauranga is Radha and Krishna, but he wants to show us that he is in the devotee. He has come here to give us devotion in the form of devotee. So we cannot keep the same plate. So then Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, they are in Dwaraka mode. So how can we give the plate which we are giving to Krishna's brother and sister, the same plate to Radharani? Just think over. It's all confusing. Because we are confused, we are confusing everything. So that is why Maharaj is giving us a simple solution to fix our one deity and boil down to one deity whom we love. In this way, we are very clear. So if we are loving everybody, all the forms, and thinking everybody is same, then it's Krishna will think, oh my God, this boy is very much confused. Let me wait till he gets over his confusion. So who is in loss? We are in loss because we are not ready to accept the real knowledge. So we are doing whatever we are thinking correct. We are doing, and we are doing whatever we have, or somebody told about some speculative knowledge. So we have to follow our spiritual master, our acharyas, previous and present acharyas, and to be clear about the all the knowledge. Then we'll be able to apply it nicely. It will be easy for us to apply for application. If we are very confused with our knowledge, then how will we execute in our day-to-day life, practice it in our day-to-day life, which we are confusing in ourselves, that knowledge. How can we apply it in day-to-day life? This is our problem. That's why we are not getting success. So we should understand whatever knowledge, what we are knowing properly, that knowledge we should be able to practically apply it. That knowledge has to be very, very, very nicely, it should be followed, applied in our day-to-day life. Then only it is pakka. So for this, taking Sambandha Jnana and Abhideya Jnana, for both these jnanas, we need Guru's instruction, Guru's guidance, and Guru's all the way we need Guru's hand. Otherwise, we will just we will be jumping with the speculative knowledge, thinking ourselves that we have advanced bhakti like that. But if we are doing all these things, then it shows that we have not started the Suddha Bhakti at all, because Suddha Bhakta has a clean knowledge. Okay, so this is concentrated worship. So fix your one deity. Then confused worship. This is confused worship with all the other deities. Okay. Now, what is Bahirmukha and Antarmukha? This point also yesterday we saw. So, material enjoyment and false ego. So, all these things we are wanting to, roam around with our mind outside the world. We don't want to roam around in our inside our heart. We want to roam outside the heart. That means the mind becomes uncontrolled. The mind is seeing the saris and so many things in the material world and getting attracted and bewildered what to do, what not to do. So if the child is taking a knife, then we give something attractive to the child and we are taking away the knife from the child. In the same way, when the mind is demanding, I want this, I want that, then the mind is very much interested in material relationship and material things. So what should we do with this mind? So what we should do, we should slowly and steadily, very cheatingly, cunningly, we can take that knife, this material world knife from that mind, and then by giving an attractive higher taste. So while the devotee is receiving higher taste, he will leave the lower taste. So that's why we are, if we want to leave, if we want to get out or get out of the material relationships, then we should have a spiritual relationship. If we have a spiritual relationship, then we will not bother for material relationships. Not bothering means not that we don't do our duties. It is like we are not attached to them, but we do our duty to them, what we are supposed to do, and we are compassionate to them. These are the main points to deal our relationships, all our relatives. So that's why if we develop a relationship with the Lord Krishna, then it will be easy for us to cut down our lower taste. This is higher taste, and the lower taste will be cut down. It will automatically reveal to you that no more your goal is to enjoy with your family. Your goal is to have a relationship, to cultivate a relationship with Krishna. This is our goal. So unless and until we have a higher taste or higher goals or higher relationship with Krishna, we are not going to leave all our relationships with all this material world. It's not going to happen. So that's why Maharaj is talking about relationship. So we have to cultivate a relationship with Krishna, which is very important to get detached from our material relationships. So detachment means not in our duties. We have to get detached from the material relationships, means which is favorable. If they are non-devotees. So devotees means we can see them growing devotionally very highly. So these are the two varieties of our relatives. One is devotees and one is non-devotees. Devotee care and devotee taking care of devotees. All these things comes under Vaishnava Seva. It becomes one of the anga of bhakti. But if the relatives are not devotees, what will you do? Still, we have to do whatever we are supposed to do for them. That is the duties, but we cannot avoid or we cannot run away from those things. But we have to somehow make arrangement that our relatives are favorable for our bhakti. So, okay, they are not favorable. They don't want bhakti. Okay, I will also leave this bhakti and go behind them because I want to follow them. Then it is something wrong. So we cannot leave Krishna for any reason. So bhakti we cannot leave. At the same time, we can make these people understand that Bhakti Yoga is important, so that we can do Bhakti. They will not disturb us. So this way we can have we can tackle our material relationships and have only one relationship with Krishna. So this is what Krishna wants. Krishna is very possessive of us. He says, "You are mine. You have your relationship is with me, and I am related to you. You are part and parcel of me. I am your Supreme Father. So you can have any kind of relationship, these 4 relationships, any kind of relationship. I'm ready, but you please love me." This is what his petition. In every lifetime, in each and every lifetime, he is giving this petition to us. He is asking us, he is requesting us, please love me. Is it so difficult to love such a sweet Krishna? But because we are attached to other things, we are not able to get attached towards Krishna. So when this changes take place in the soul level, then that is our going from Anishtita Bhajana Kriya to Nishta Bhajana Kriya, unsteady devotion to steady devotion. So now in the middle there is another nivritti. So many anarthas, because of so many our anarthas means unwanted desires. So unwanted desires. So because of unwanted desires, we are doing all this. Okay, so our mind is very busy in running, jumping, flying in this material world, isn't it? It's running, it's jumping, it's flying. Our mind jumping from here to so many places and coming back. It's like this. So nature of the mind is, if we are controlling it, it is going to be our friend. If we are not going to control it, it's going to be our greatest enemy. So we have to control this mind from soul level. If we have higher taste in our soul level, developed in our soul level, then naturally the intelligence, mind, ego, false ego, and gross body, everything is controlled by the soul. So intelligence is under the control of soul, mind is under the control of intelligence, and our ego, false ego, is under the control of mind. That means soul is greater than intelligence, intelligence is greater than mind, and mind is greater than false ego, and false ego, ego is greater than this gross body, means senses. Subtle body is greater than the gross body. So if we develop sentiments, spiritual sentiments, emotions, and feelings for Krishna, that means we are trying to repair ourselves from the soul level. We are not dealing with this false ego, cross body, mind, and intelligence. We are going to touch that very sacred place, our soul. So when we are giving this kind of a relationship, that's what happening, isn't it? When our relations, when our dear ones, they cry, we also cry. It's touching our soul, heart, and what's happening. Then we are crying. when they are suffering, our heart is suffering, isn't it? So this is happening in the soul level. So the soul is covered by illusion. So we will remove that illusionary relationships, because the moment we give up this body, the moment we get out of this body, immediately we can understand that we don't have any connection with the people around us. That's it. Finish. We don't know. After that, they also forget us, and we also have to leave them and go. So it's a blunt cut. It's nature's law, and it is very cruel. Very cruel. The moment we leave this body, and there is no more connection. No more connection. So this is like an illusion. It is like a dream. So after the dream, when we wake up, the dream is no more. In the same way, the moment we get out of this body, there is no more relationship with our own dear ones. This is a very cruel punishment of the nature. Or this is the nature of us. This is a material body, material world. Nothing is spiritual or nothing is permanent. It is temporary. So this is a very, very paining situation. Once when we went to hospital, some boy of the mother, he died, and they are taking that boy in the ambulance, and he's in accident. Immediately he left his body, and the mother, 10 people couldn't control her. She was simply wants to run and go to that ambulance and run behind the ambulance. So, of course, the body came to the hospital, and then they're taking to our house. I don't know what is that. Something happened. So this is what was happening. So it was too much to see, because anybody cannot digest this. Till 1 hour before he was there with me, and after the 1 hour he's not there with me, and that person we can never see, and the body is not there. That person is not there. It's totally out from our life. This is very difficult to digest. It's too much for the materialistic people. It's too much. So this is what is going to happen with every one of us. One or the other day, we are going to meet the death. So this is the temporary relationships. That's why Krishna wants us to have a permanent relationship with him, so that he can take us, accept us, and take us back to his house, his home, where he will very lovingly, he wants to keep us as his family members. How many lifetimes we are going to come with these temporary relationships? We have seen thousands and thousands of mothers, thousands and thousands of fathers, and thousands of children, and thousands of husbands, and thousands of wives. But every time we are having somebody as our partner, or somebody as our father, mother, and somebody as our children. So we have to think over it. It's too much. So we have to have a permanent relationship. So the right personality for this kind of a permanent relationship is Krishna. So he is the right one to have a right relationship. Because he says, he's promising that I will be, for sure, you will be my permanent family member. He wants to come to our his permanent house, permanent home. So this is the this is what we are being told from the scriptures. Sorry, there's some connectivity problem. So now, with the sword in hand, with a sword in the hand, what we are supposed to do, we have to cut down these knots, reactory work, karma, by remembering Lord Krishna. So if we develop our love for Krishna, Then, so what's going to happen? If we have our relationship with Krishna, then we can remember Krishna, and by our intelligence, we can cut down our knot, that karma knot. By having a relationship with Krishna, everything is repaired. So we have to surrender to the Guru. There is no other way. We have to surrender to Guru. That's all. If we are surrendering to Guru Krishna, then he will surely make us understand about all these things. And then we can very easily come out of all these painful situations and become a family member of Krishna, relating Krishna, having a relationship with Krishna. Hearing is important, but practical application is the most important. Only then will it be possible to remember the Lord constantly. Hearing is important, but practical application is the most important. So only then it will be possible to remember the Lord constantly. So just by learning all these things, hearing, is it going to work? No. Why we are talking so many times the same old subject, same old thing? Because we have to come out of this bodily attractions and me and mine. So that's why. So we cannot stop just by hearing, okay, everything will become all right. No, we have to apply it also. We should know how to apply it also. This is our problem. So if we don't have this problem, our it's going to be very, very easy to go from unsteady bhakti to steady bhakti, anishtita bhakti to nishta bhakti. The Lord is so kind to us that he can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. So Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. So Krishna is ready to be in front of us, ready to present himself to us, because we can ask, oh, I'm not able to see Krishna. I'm not able to see him directly. So how can I have a relationship with somebody whom you are seeing? How can I see him? I'm not personally seeing him. I'm not personally able to meet him. How can I develop a relationship with a person who is not in front of me? This is our problem. So that is why our acharyas, they are giving us deity form. So we can have deities. They are representing Krishna. And the real help, what Krishna is doing us is that he has sent us this Nama, his Nama, which is non-different from Krishna. So this is also important, that we don't want to associate with the material world. We want to associate with Krishna. So if we want to associate with Krishna, we want some media. We want Krishna to be present in front of us, or we want we want to see him. So then what we are supposed to do, we have to see Krishna in our deity form. We have to see Krishna in our mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So in this way we can see Krishna. So then it is very easy for us to relate ourselves with Krishna. So who is a real relationship for Jiva? Real relationship for Jiva is the Lord, Krishna. So Krishna says that why we are selecting Krishna? Because Krishna says, I'm not only a master I'm not there to give you only one type of relationship, that is servant-master relationship. Because as in all other forms, he is available only as a master. We can have a servant-master relationship. But only as Krishna, he is ready to give us all these 4 kinds of relationships. Active relationships and 1 Santarasa, 5 relationships. Krishna is not so much attracted if we worship him only as a Supreme Lord. Rather, he is so fascinated when we worship him in a sweet relationship. So here we can see Brahma, Indra, everybody is worshipping Krishna. Krishna is not so fascinated by the prayers or anything like that. He is so fascinated with the Vrajavasis that he doesn't want Vrajavasis to see all these things, these devatas coming and treating him as Supreme Lord. He doesn't want them to see, because he thinks that if they are going to see all these things, then they may get worried, and they may not. What they will do, they may not give that same kind of relationship. This is what Krishna's worry. That's why he is making them by his Yogamaya's power, potency, he is making them forget that he is Supreme Lord. And he also, even though he is behaving as sometimes he behaves as a Supreme Lord, then also the devotee is not bothered about his supremacy. He is most bothered about the relationship, what he has with the Lord. So they don't want their relationship to be disturbed at any cost. How many lifetimes will we take to fix our mind in one particular form and in one particular relationship and attain our goal of bhava and prema, which must be the result of our sadhana bhakti if properly done. See, if we are doing our sadhana bhakti properly, it should surely reach the goal of bhava and prema, isn't it? So if sadhana bhakti, Suddha Bhakti, sadhana bhakti definition, what Maharaj is telling you, you should cultivate the relationship with the Lord. So if we are not fixing up a form, then how can we develop a relationship cultivate a relationship with Him? So for that we need a form. So if we are in a confused level, if we are so confused that we are thinking Narshingadev, Gaurnitai, then Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Laddu Gopal, everybody is Krishna. So then there's going to be a big problem. So that is why we are advised not to be confused with all this speculative knowledge. So we have to know who is Gaurnitai, who is Radha Krishna, who is Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, in what mood they are. So in what mood we are supposed to see them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipping Jagannath as Radha Viraha Vigraha. So there the worship is allowed. At the same time, Gaurnitai. So Gaurnitai worship is allowed because we are seeing Gaurnitai as a Channa avatar of Krishna. So Channa means who is hidden, who is come in a hidden form. So the same Krishna who is coming down in a hidden form as a servant. Now he doesn't want to come as a master, he wants to come as a servant. Because he personally wants to show everybody how a servant is should behave with the master. Okay. So Supreme Hero Krishna. So we can find out our relationship with the Supreme Hero Krishna. So we have to see who is our real relationship for the Jiva. So Krishna is so sweet with his Vrajavasis. He has very much loving relationship with each and every one. Maharaj is only trying to develop our such a relationship with the Lord. Without our loving sentiments for Krishna, where is going to be this bhakti? Suddha Bhakti, we cannot even start. So Lord Chaitanya said that the scriptures are divided into just 3 subject matters. So Maharaj is speaking about this. Now we have to learn scriptures. 3 subject matters are there in the scriptures. So for prema, reaching prema, the scriptures give sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. Sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. 3 types of knowledge. The scriptures, the complete scriptures are divided into these 3 groups: sambandha, abhideya, prayojana. So first of all, we should learn what is Sambandha. Sambandha means Lord Chaitanya said that the scriptures are divided into just 3 subject matters. Sambandha means this defines what really exists. Philosophy. So this is the foundation of knowledge. If we don't know what exists, we can't do anything. We can't define what exists, then what will we do? So we have to know what is existing, what is not existing, what is speculative knowledge, what is thorough knowledge, what is real spiritual knowledge, everything we should know. If we don't know, we cannot apply. This is knowledge part. This is Sambandha. Then Abhideya. Abhideya is action. So Abhideya is action. Abhideya is action. What is the action we should do in this material world? This is called the Abhideya. The process to attain the goal process, it is Bhakti. So we are supposed to do this action. That is to love Krishna. This is action we are supposed to do. We have the action what we are supposed to do is to cultivate a relationship with the Lord, not cultivating our relationship with the family members. Because it is going any day it's going to cut. It can cut any day, any minute it's going to end. We have to find out a real relationship and a permanent relationship, and that too with the Supreme Lord. This body, once the Pankajangri Prabhu, who is a most senior devotee, who recently left his body. So he told us that this body has been given to us for rental purpose. This body is given us for a short time for rent. So now this body is rented by us, not owned by us, rented by us for some time. After we leave this body will be given for rent to for fire, or for the ants, or for the crows, or for the dogs and fox, or for the mud. So this is very temporarily we have been given this house to live for rent. This is the house which has been given to us for rent for a temporary time. It is not permanent time. So for now we are allowed to use this body, this house. Okay, we can use it. But if we damage this house, will the house owner will be keeping quiet? So we cannot damage this body. We cannot treat this body thinking that this house is mine, so I can do anything with this body. This is not our house. This is a rented place. This is a rented house. We cannot treat this house as our own and start beating it or anything. We cannot destroy this house, because this is not ours. It's only rented. So by using this rented house, we are supposed to live peacefully and do bhakti. So now our given goal is that before one day we will be immediately asked, one fine day, we will be asked to immediately vacate our house, this temporary house, because it is rented. Anytime when the owner wants it, he will ask us to vacate. Maximum he may give some time limits, 1 week or 1 month or 3 months maximum, that's all. So he wants the house back. So what should we do? We have to immediately vacate the house and get out. That's all. So now Krishna is telling, see, he is asking us to come to a deal. He says, see, I have a own house. This is your house. We will all live in one house. I will be your partner. I will be your family member. And we will have a family relationship which is permanent. I will never ask you to get out of the house. This is your permanent house. And you will not get old age. You will not take birth again and again. And you will not die. I promise you all these things. But you please come to, I'm always welcoming you to my house. And this is your house also. It is our house. So please come back. So I'm waiting for you. I'm your loving father. So you went out of the house and now I'm expecting you back. Please come back. This is what is the Krishna's request. So if we understand all these things, then we will be able to take things easy. So we saw that situation of this Indra. Once this Indra is going behind the pigs, he's saying, my pig, beautiful pig wife, my beautiful pig children. He was going behind the pigs and he was eating all the nonsense things. So because of some curse, he became like this pig. But Narada came there and he saw this condition of Indra. He could not bear this. So he said, what is this, Indra? What are you doing? You are going behind all this nonsense stuff to eat. This is very tasty for me. How can I leave this sweet, nice feast and come back to you? I cannot come out of this. So Sharda got very wild. It was too much for him to accept that Indra going behind this pigs. So what he did, so he took his kamandal and took so much water and just threw it on the face of this pig Indra. Indra immediately get out of the pig consciousness. He came out of that consciousness and immediately he saw around him. He was in the middle of pigs. Got very scared. Oh my God, it was intolerable for him. Immediately he was eating some all shit, everything. So what to do? He immediately, oh my God, how can I eat all these things? So he was so worriedly, he immediately, Narada, he just jumped out and he came to Narada. So this is our condition. This is our condition. But the moment we get out of this body, we will think that what kind of body, all this suffering, with all this suffering, we were thinking this is wonderful. So this is our situation. This is our position. This is our real consciousness. Our real consciousness should be that we are Krishna's dear one. And Krishna is our dearmost one. And we have forgotten this relationship and now we want new relationships and we are thinking these are the dear ones. But the problem is that when the end comes, when the death point comes, these dear ones cannot save us. These dear ones cannot save our relationship with them. These dear ones cannot save them. So it's nothing we can do. We are helpless. So this is what is our condition. So poor condition. So if we understand all these things and then we put all this into action, these are the changes which has to take in the changes has to happen in the soul level. The understanding has to happen inside, not outside. Then the action what we are taking, then we will start loving Krishna. We will start lovingly offering. The same thing we are going to do outside. Before also we were offering. Now also we are offering. After this, the heart has changed. Taken these things very seriously. After that point also we are going to do the same old activities, chanting, cooking, offering and giving Abhishek for Krishna. All the same things we'll be doing. But it's different. Why? Because now we think that Krishna is my dearmost one. He's the number one dear one for me. So he is my only relative. He is my eternal relative. He is my permanent relationship I have only with Krishna. So all these kind of changes has to happen in our consciousness level. So this is what is called by Prabhupada as Krishna consciousness. Okay. So this philosophy, this defines what really exists. Now we can understand with this what really exists. We are not going to really exist here in this body. So this is the foundation of knowledge. Philosophy is a foundation of knowledge. If we don't know what exists, we cannot do anything. If we can't define what exists, what is real, then what will we do? These are the words what Maharaj spoke. So that's why we are giving the same words. So in the same way, Abhiday also. So we have to put it in action. Then we will surely get the prayojana, the result, prema. So this is the biggest story. What these 2 days we are going through from Anishita to Nishtita. This is the biggest story what we are going through now. So unsteady devotion, from unsteady devotion we go to steady devotion. This is our problem. This is the thing. We are still unsteady because we don't want to change our consciousness. We are not understanding this is a rented house. It's not a permanent house we are in. Any day, any time, the owner will ask us, now give back the house and you just quit. You please vacate. So we have to vacate the house. As soon as the owner demands. This is such a house. This body is such a temporary house, which we think permanent. Permanent relationships, we think ourselves having permanent relationships and permanent house. Everything is all illusion. Did you hear about Indra's situation? He was having pig wife and pig children and was eating the shit. It was too much for him to digest it when he came out of that situation. Narada made him to understand this. So this is what is our understanding should be. Okay, so now we were talking all about Anishita and going to Nishta. And you see now what's going to happen in Nishta. Nishta, we have accepted. Now, who am I? Who is Krishna for me? And what am I for Krishna? What is Krishna for me? Is the dearmost one for me. So now this is Nishta stage. We have come to Suddha Bhakti. We have come to Suddha Nama. So this is a very fine, very nice, sweet, nice stage. This Nishta stage. Maharaj says this is a very good stage. So just like a child standing on the diving board, just little jump also, the diving board will make him to go up and jump easily. Just like the flexible diving board, this is what Maharaj said. Nishta stage is favorable to dive into Ruchi, Ashakti and Bhava, Prema. See the diving board? The children see? Nishta stage is like a diving board in the swimming pool, a safe position. So this Nishta stage is a very safe position. Now we have started loving Krishna. We know our situation, helpless condition. We know who is Krishna. We know now what is the relationship we should have with Krishna, how to perform bhakti, everything now we know. So that means we are safe. So we have so very easily we will come out of 3 gunas. We will be situated in sattva, Suddha Sattva. How? Because we are associating with Krishna in a relationship. We are loving Krishna in our heart. we are having a relationship with him. We are loving Krishna. That means we are loving Krishna. We are associating. Loving Krishna means we are associating with him. That means he is in Suddha Sattva. He is not in three gunas. That means our three gunas, we cannot. No more that three gunas will stay with us. By associating with Krishna, we will also come out of three gunas, and we will also be safely placed in Suddha Sattva as Krishna. Because unless and until we are in Suddha Sattva, how can we associate with somebody who is in a Suddha Sattva? How is it possible that we be in three gunas and we can associate with Krishna who is in Suddha Sattva? So, without knowledge, the devotees thinking that Krishna is so easy to approach. Just like that, they will say that Krishna is reciprocating me and this and that and stories and sentimental, emotional, which is not spiritual, material. Materially becoming a sentimentalist, like a sentimental. They'll be speaking and thinking things, but it's not anything connected with the spiritual. Maharaj told once, emotion and devotion. He's talking about not the spiritual emotion, material emotion. Emotion and devotion. Only a hair level difference is there. Only a hair difference. It cannot be even seen. So the material emotions, we may think it is devotion, but it is not devotion. Unless and until we are very nicely situated in Shuddha Sattva, we cannot have any relationship with Krishna who is in Suddha Sattva. We being in three gunas and Krishna being in Suddha Sattva, how can we both get related? How can we know about Krishna? How can we know his feelings? How can we learn what he, how can we understand what he wants from us or what he says? Even from Shastras, this person who is in unstudied devotion, who is in three gunas, is not able to understand the Shastras, because the Shastras who are training and teaching about Krishna is also in Suddha Sattva. So that's the problem there. That is why the unmotivated devotee who is beyond these three modes, he is able to understand the scriptures, he is able to understand Krishna's feelings, he is able to understand everything. Because this is a platform where it's easy for him to, it's possible for him to associate with Krishna, the Sattva Krishna. Otherwise, it is not even possible to associate with Krishna's feelings, Krishna's thoughts, Krishna's understanding, Krishna's what Krishna wants from me, from us, Krishna's likes and dislikes, understanding Krishna through shastras. Everything is, it becomes very easy, very smooth, very natural, only when we change our level of consciousness. If we are in Annamaya level, then how can we understand Krishna who is in Anandamaya level? Always thinking about our Annamaya, our next or our next lunch or dinner, what I will eat. So if we are in Annamaya consciousness, Anandamaya consciousness, Krishna cannot be understood. Anyway, so we have taken a lot. So now we are going to go to the next question, how to practice bhakti. So we have finished today. We are finishing 2 days we took to make you understand. Today also, I was thinking that we have to go back and learn this first question properly. So 2 days we took. It's okay. For 2 lines, we have taken 2 days. It's okay if you can understand this definition of bhakti, because it's going to do so much with your heart, with your soul. Your lifestyle will become totally different if you take all these teachings within your heart. Please make your relatives, if they are devotees, if they are not devotees, please make them also understand and share this topmost knowledge which has been given by Maharaj, and share this knowledge to your dear ones, so that they will also understand what is happening. What are we doing here? What are we supposed to do here? We should live for Suddhanama. We should eat for Suddhanama. We should sleep for Suddhanama, for attaining Suddhanama. We should live for attaining Suddhanama. Why we need Suddhanama? Because with Suddhanama we can attain Shuddha Bhakti. Without Shuddha Bhakti, without cultivating a relationship with the Lord, Krishna, what are we doing here? Again die? Again come back? Again have another husband, another wife? So this seems to be, very, it seems to be very nonsensical. So we have to think over it. We have to do something. We have to take things seriously to our heart. Okay? Thank you so much, dear devotees. Thank you so much. Today we are a little serious because our motive is our motive is to touch everybody's heart with Krishna's feelings. So if we are not allowing Krishna to touch our heart, then where is it that we are going to start our love? Bhakti means love. Loving our relationship means it's called material love. But if we are going to love Krishna, it's called bhakti. That bhakti is Shuddha Bhakti. So it's not mixed bhakti. Krishna wants us completely for him. He's very possessive. Okay. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Thank you so much for being very very tolerant. And this class is taking long because it has so much valuable information. So at least in 2 sessions, you can make your children, your preaching, whomever you are preaching, you can give this in 2 sessions, or to your dear ones, somehow make them send this, share this. This is going to help all the jivas. So if we are going to help the jivas to come out of this very pitiful condition, Krishna will be very pleased with you. This is all, we are doing it only to please Krishna, Guru. So this is going to please Krishna, and his heart will be touched, and he is surely going to give us Shuddha Bhakti. Because our motive is to please Krishna. It is not that we expect something in return. So that is why Krishna is very pleased if we are preaching. So please share this with your devotees, because this is a very important class. No, that's why I'm telling so many times. Otherwise, generally we don't. We are. It's a normal class, means it's okay, but this is really important today. Okay. Thank you so much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpadarupyasya kripa sindhupeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol, dear devotees. Hare Krishna.